The universe doesn't test you to punish you. It tests you to prepare you. And the strange part is, the test often arrives when you're already exhausted. When you finally decide to change. When you finally start believing. When you finally whisper, "I'm ready." That's when life seems to push back. A delay, a misunderstanding, a door that closes, a person who triggers the old you, a doubt that suddenly returns like it never left. And you think, why now? But what if this is not why now? What if this is right on time? Because the universe, call it the universe, God, life, or your higher self, has a pattern. It often places a final weight in your hands, right before it hands you a new level of life. So if you're seeing this, and lately, life has felt strangely heavy, if it feels like everything is being tested at once, this may be your sign. Not that you're losing, that you're being measured for what you asked for. And in the next few minutes, you'll learn the 3 most common tests that show up right before an upgrade, and what passing actually looks like in real life. The universe doesn't always test you with dramatic disasters. Sometimes it tests you with small, quiet moments, the kind that reveal who you truly are when no one is watching. It can look like this. You've been working on yourself, trying to stay calm, trying to stop chasing, trying to trust. Then someone texts you with the exact tone that used to pull you into anxiety, and suddenly your peace feels fragile, or you finally decide to set a boundary. A clean one, a respectful one, and the person you set it with reacts badly. They guilt you, they twist your words, they make you feel like you're the problem. And a part of you wants to go back and apologize for having standards. Or you decide to commit to your vision, your business, your art, your calling, your healing. Then the world offers you an old distraction, an old escape, an old version of comfort, a quick fix, a shallow yes. And for a moment you feel tempted, because building a new life takes patience. And old habits promise instant relief. Sometimes, the test is money. You're trying to manifest abundance, but an unexpected expense shows up, and it feels like life is mocking you. Sometimes, the test is love. You're ready for a real connection, but you meet someone who feels familiar in the wrong way. Chemistry, intensity, mixed signals, the same pattern in a new suit. Sometimes the test is silence. You ask for a sign, you ask for clarity, and life gets quiet. No answer, no movement, no proof, and the mind starts screaming, "See? Nothing is happening." But that is the exact moment. The test is taking place because the universe isn't only watching what you want, it's watching what you choose. When you don't have proof yet, most people think manifestation is about desire. I want love. I want success. I want peace. I want a new chapter. But the universe doesn't respond to your words as strongly as it responds to your identity. And your identity is revealed through your patterns. The universe tests you to see, have you actually become the person who can hold what you asked for? Because a reward without readiness becomes a burden. And a blessing in the wrong hands becomes chaos. So before the upgrade, there's a test. Not because you're unworthy, because life is precise. It's like a bridge. Before you cross, the bridge must hold your weight. If it cracks, it's not rejecting you, it's protecting you. Many people pray for a bigger life, but keep living with the same nervous system. They want peace while still feeding conflict. They want abundance while still choosing scarcity decisions. They want deep love while still abandoning themselves. So the test is not random. It's tailored. It's life saying, "Show me the new you." Here's the part most people don't understand. The test isn't always external. Sometimes it is internal. Your nervous system has memory. It remembers what hurt. It remembers what failed. It remembers what was unsafe. So even when your mind says, "I'm ready for more," your body may say, "More is dangerous." That's why. Right before a breakthrough, you may feel unusual anxiety, random irritability, strange fatigue, a desire to isolate, a sudden urge to quit, not because you're regressing, because your system is recalibrating. You are stepping beyond your familiar identity, and the body treats unfamiliar as unsafe, even when it's good. This is why people sabotage right before success. Not because they don't want it, because part of them still believes they can't keep it. So the universe tests your capacity. Can you stay calm while things are unclear? Can you stay grounded while waiting? Can you hold your standards when you're lonely? Can you keep your faith when you're triggered? This is spiritual work, but it is also neurological training. And here's something practical you can use immediately. When the trigger hits, exhale longer than you inhale. Unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders, and name the moment. This is the old me knocking. Then choose one calm action, one respectful boundary, one patient decision. Because the test is not the event. The test is your reaction. The Stoics taught something simple. Life is not happening to you. It's happening for you, but only if you learn how to respond. You can't always choose what happens, but you can choose what you become in the moment it happens, and the universe is not impressed by your intentions. It aligns with your consistency. Anyone can trust when everything is easy. Anyone can be high vibe when the bank account is full and love is stable. But who are you when the pressure returns? Who are you when the old story tries to reclaim you? That is the exam. And the reward is often on the other side of one decision. One boundary, one act of self-respect, one moment of patience, one refusal to return to what you outgrew. Carl Jung believed that what you resist persists. And when you're about to evolve, the shadow doesn't disappear. It shows up, not to destroy you, to reveal what remains unresolved. So life will bring you a familiar energy, the same type of person, the same type of temptation, the same kind of fear, just to see if you still belong to it. It's like the past knocks on your door right before you move to a new house, not because you have to answer, but because you need to prove to yourself that you can choose differently. This is why the test feels personal, because it is personal. It's not just about manifesting a thing. It's about graduating from an identity. Imagine the ocean. If you panic, you sink. If you thrash, you exhaust yourself. If you fight the waves, they win. But if you learn to float, if you learn to breathe and trust your buoyancy, the ocean carries you. Your test is the wave. Your reward is the shore. But the shore often appears when you stop making the wave your enemy. Or think of a storm. The storm is loud, chaotic, dramatic, but it's not the sky. Above it, the sky is still. The test is whether you are the sky. When you remember that, you stop collapsing into every moment, and you start observing, choosing, steering. Now let's make this practical, because this message isn't here to soothe you into inaction. It's here to guide you into alignment. Here are the 3 most common tests right before an upgrade, and how to pass them. The test of patience. Delay. The universe delays not to deny, but to build capacity. Passing this test looks like continuing your practice even when you see no proof, staying consistent without panicking, not forcing shortcuts out of fear. Tell yourself, I don't need to rush what is real. When 94 Ds, the test of self-respect. boundary. Life will send you situations that challenge your standards. Passing this test looks like saying no without explaining too much, choosing yourself even when it disappoints someone, not returning to what costs your peace. Tell yourself, I don't abandon myself for comfort. The test of faith. Silence. Sometimes life gets quiet right before it moves. Passing this test looks like trusting the process when it's invisible, listening to intuition over anxiety, staying open without obsessing. Tell yourself, I don't need proof to be aligned, and pay attention to which one hit you the hardest, because that is your current lesson. When you start passing these tests, life changes in a way that feels almost unreal. Not because problems vanish, but because you stop being controllable. You stop being pulled by old triggers. You stop negotiating with disrespect. You stop chasing what isn't choosing you. And then something subtle happens. You notice the shift first inside. You wake up calmer. Your decisions become cleaner. Your energy stops leaking. And over time, the outside begins to reflect that. You start noticing the right people, the right timing, openings you used to miss, support that feels natural instead of forced. Not because you forced life, because you stopped fighting it. Picture yourself in a quiet hallway. Behind you are doors you've already walked through. Old versions of you, old cycles, old pain that felt familiar. Ahead is a door you haven't opened yet. Not because it's locked, but because you haven't walked to it. And in the middle of the hallway, life places one final distraction, one final trigger, one final test. A voice says, go back. It was easier there, but you breathe. You keep walking. And when your hand touches the new door, you don't feel hype. You feel peace because you know something now. You didn't just manifest a reward. You became the person who can keep it. So if life has been testing you lately, if things feel intense, emotional, uncertain, don't assume you're being punished. Assume you're being prepared. Not everything is your fault, but your response is your power. Because the universe does not waste your pain. It refines it. It does not delay to hurt you. Sometimes it delays to protect you. And it does not test you because you are weak. It tests you because you are close to a life that requires a stronger self. So hold your standards, hold your calm, hold your vision, even if the world is loud. Because storms don't last forever, and the sky in you is still there. And if a reward comes as a breakthrough, or as clarity, or as peace you've never had before, receive it, because you earned it. But more importantly, you are arriving. If this video spoke to you, let it be your sign to stay on the path. Subscribe for more cinematic spiritual guidance on manifestation, awakening, detachment, nervous system healing, and higher consciousness. And if you want to anchor this message, comment one sentence: I will not fail the test. Because life responds to what you consistently embody, especially when you speak from your new identity.